Here comes Soto. Did he just do that too?
Sure, Juan Soto is asking for more money than Shohei Ohtani, even though he hasn't won an MVP and his defensive skills can be shaky. Plus, he hit 242 and 275 over the past 2 seasons. If he's so valuable, why did 2 teams let him go before 25? Well, Soto's superpower is his invisible 400 OBP, something no one else has achieved more than twice since 2018. He leads in walk rate and career OBP over Aaron Judge. This is how good Soto actually is. It's like we're constantly defending our favorite book that everyone else seems to think is a doorstop. And sure, he's asking for more money than a Shohei Ohtani deal, adjusted for deferrals, time-space continuum, and any other accounting trick you can think of. And yeah, he hasn't won an MVP with only one top 3 finish. Plus, he's never hit 40 home runs in a season or recorded a 7-WAR season. And don't even get me started on his defensive skills. It's like he's got the glove on the wrong hand sometimes. To top it all off, he hit 242 and 275 over the past 2 seasons. If he's so uniquely valuable, why did 2 teams give him the boot before he even hit 25? Well, here's the thing. Soto's superpower is a bit like having an invisibility cloak in a world that values flashy capes. His greatest skill is invisible, that sweet 400 OBP. Since he debuted in 2018, he's posted a 400 OBP every single season. And guess what? Nobody else has done that more than twice in a full 162 game season during that time. Not even the heavy hitters who send balls into orbit. He's also the active leader in walk rate by a whopping 3.3 percentage points and the active career OBP leader by 27 points, both over Aaron Judge. Yeah, that Aaron Judge. So while everyone else is busy admiring the fireworks, Soto's quietly getting on base and driving pitchers insane with his discipline. Juan Soto remains one of the most selective hitters in the majors. Out of 171 qualified batters, he has the 5th lowest overall swing rate and chase rate. Think of him as the picky eater of MLB. He's not swinging at just any pitch, no matter how nicely it's plated. Yet, by his own exacting standards, Soto has been rather aggressive this season. We're talking the kind of aggressive that means he's trying the spicy salsa at the family barbecue. Currently, Soto is running the lowest walk rate of his career by a hair. Like, seriously, 1/10 of a percentage point. But before you start thinking he's just swinging wildly at everything, know this. He's also got his lowest ever strikeout rate. And when he does make contact, it's like he's got Thor's hammer in his back. He's boasting the highest WOBA and xWOBA of his career. Aside from that wild 47-game 2020 season that was as short as a sitcom season but twice as dramatic. Last winter, the buzz was all about Soto adapting his game to the Bronx, like a chameleon changing colors to blend in with its environment. This is a top-tier left-handed batter who had been playing in San Diego, where the ballpark is famously pitcher-friendly. Now, picture him in Yankee Stadium, a place practically designed for lefty power hitters to launch moonshots. It's like moving from a studio apartment to a penthouse with a view. It just feels right. So, while everyone was making bold predictions about Soto becoming the new Bronx Bomber, he's been out there refining his craft, balancing selectivity with aggression, and hitting with more power. And the result? He's making sure every swing counts, even if he's not drawing quite as many walks. Because let's face it, in Yankee Stadium, it's all about the long ball, and Soto is making sure he's in on the action. Juan Soto might not be the towering figure that Aaron Judge is, or as home run hungry as Babe Ruth, but he does know that it's only 314 feet from home plate to the right field foul pole at Yankee Stadium. That's practically a chip shot for a guy like him. Now, I was a bit skeptical at first. Sure, Soto can hit the ball out of the park when he gets a hold of one, and he's currently 8th in career HRFB percentage, leading guys like Bryce Harper, Pete Alonso, and Austin Riley. But let's face it, he's historically been a bit of a ground ball machine. It's like we've all been watching Vladimir Guerrero Jr. smash the ball into the dirt and just praying it would elevate. Soto's been right there with him. They actually have identical career ground ball rates, and Soto's GBFB ratio is a smidge higher. For Soto, changing his ground ball heavy approach could be risky. Even though he's grounding the ball a lot, the 25-year-old is on track for his 7th consecutive season with a WRC plus over 140. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? He's actually pulling the ball a bit more than ever and has his lowest GBFB rate since 2019. But don't get it twisted. this early season surge isn't about Soto gunning for Ruth's short porch. He's hit 8 home runs so far, putting him on pace for 36 over a full season, just one more than his career high. Only 2 of those have been right field shots at Yankee Stadium, and both would have been out of every ballpark in the majors. Soto's pull rate is 41.7%, ranking 68th out of 171 qualified hitters, and his fly ball rate to the pull side, the lowest since his rookie year. In contrast, his line drive rate is through the roof, sitting in the top 5%. Soto's hitting the absolute bejesus out of the ball, but keeping it on a relatively low trajectory. He's in the bottom 10% for fly ball rate on pull side hits, but in the top 5% for line drive rate. And finally, let's talk about Soto's evolution as a hitter. This guy is making better swing decisions than ever. His O-swing percentage, percent of swings at pitches outside the strike zone, is lower than it's been since 2021, which, not coincidentally, was his best MVP finish. He's more disciplined, like he's been attending the Zen school of hitting. On pitches within the strike zone, his swing rate is higher than it's been since before the pandemic. And when he swings at those pitches, he's making more contact and causing more damage. His XSLG, or expected slugging percentage, on pitches in the strike zone is a whopping 702, almost 100 points better than his best mark since 2020. Interestingly, Soto is also making less contact on pitches outside the zone than ever before. At first, that might sound like a bad thing, but think about it. When you swing at a pitch outside the zone, sometimes the best outcome is a miss. A lesser hitter might try to hit that pitch and end up grounding out or popping up. But Soto, if he misses, he's got 2 more chances to wait for a better pitch. Swing and miss, and he's just resetting the count. Hit a weak grounder to shortstop, and he's trotting back to the dugout. We often think of hitters following a developmental curve. As they gain experience, they make better decisions. By their mid to late 20s, they're stronger and hit the ball harder. Eventually, they decline as age takes its toll. Sometimes, a particularly precocious hitter defies this aging curve. Take Mike Trout, for instance. We kept waiting for him to take another leap in his late 20s, but he was already otherworldly as a rookie. The same expectations were fair for Soto. He was the best position player on a championship team at an age when most of his peers were just figuring out how to navigate college parties without losing their shoes. Soto came into the league with the wisdom and patience of a baseball deity. Even at 20, he hit like he'd been perfecting his craft for years. The question wasn't whether he could get smarter and stronger, but how could he possibly improve on what seemed like perfection? And yet, here we are. Soto is maturing like a fine wine, continually refining his approach and sharpening his skills. He's become more selective, more disciplined, and more powerful, all while maintaining that otherworldly OBP. He's not chasing Ruth's ghost or trying to be the next judge. He's just being Soto, and that's more than enough to keep us all on the edge of our seats.